Good afternoon. This is a presentation on how to perform what we call a front squat. The purpose of this exercise is to show you how to train your front quads as well as other parts of the lower extremities. The items that you're going to need to have a successful front squat include the appropriate apparel. We need to teach you some technique. We also need some basic equipment such as the bar, the rack, and of course some weights. Now, as you can see in the front squat, we have the apparel. We're going to take a look first at the wristbands. As you can see, the wristbands allow us to keep a lot of load on our wrists, allow us to have some protection on the wrist, and so forth. Additionally, we have a combination of compressed and breathable clothing. The mesh top that I have on basically allows for wicking away of the moisture during a large intensive workout, which I was engaged in here. Additionally, it's a combination of the same type of pants. They actually are track pants, but underneath I actually have on what we call compression shorts. Now, compression shorts are very good as far as keeping the muscles warm and also making sure they have that level of elasticity. And again, what you see now in the third section I have is what we call a weightlifting belt. The weightlifting belt is pretty much serves 2 points or two purposes. The first purpose, of course, is to help me with my breathing in the lower diaphragm so I can breathe more efficiently as I'm pushing up on the exhale. Also, the back, it has good warm lower back support, again keeping the lower back muscles warm as well. Finally, I have what we call Olympic lifting shoes. They're kind of clunky, I'll be the first to admit it, but they are very good for what they do. They're very flat. They also have a hard bottom. If you look down at the very bottom as well, the heel is kind of raised up. That gives me the extra support that I need to push the weight up. Also notice that we have a strap on the front too. That strap on the front keeps my feet firmly in the shoe itself. Now, what I want to do is go through the technique of the front squat. We're going to look to some degree at the kinesiology. I have a little muscular animation here. And what we are starting with, of course, is the start position. Notice how the body is straight in a proper alignment. The bar rests on the shoulders. The back is not curved. It's not bending over. As we go further into the presentation, we're now into our descending position. As you see, the arrow is going down, which means we are going down. Notice how our feet are somewhat a shoulder length apart. And it's also important to note how our chest is forward and our legs are kind of in line. Our knees rather are in line with our feet. And again, the back is still straight. The spine is erect. As we are now moving into the ascending position, the weight is moving forward. It's going up. Again, our spine is erect. Also notice now we're seeing the use of our quads. We're also looking at our calves. Our lower back is getting some good use. And also we're using that ab. This is where that belt comes in really into good play because we're using that ab to push or thrust ourselves up with the weight. And then finally we come to our finishing position. The body returns to the original start position. The body is fully erect. And what we can do now is repeat the movement, what we call our reps. We want to now go into the equipment that we have. We obviously have the bar. Notice the bar weighs approximately 45 pounds. That's a standard weight for an Olympic sized bar. Also, the bar has collars. Those collars are there to support the weight to make sure that they don't slip off of the barbell itself. Next, we have what is called the rack. The rack serves 2 points. First, the rack allows us to store the weight on the bar. We can put weight loaded, unloaded when we need to. Also, if you notice where the arrow is, we have these two structures to the side. They are there really, or not, I believe, not for our protection. They allow the lifter, in the event that the weight is too much, and that can happen, to just easily just step away from the bar and let the weight just rest right there. It really protects the lifter. It protects other people also in the gym from the person whenever the bar or the weights fly away. We don't want that to happen. The main thing we want to do is make sure that we are safe. And of course, the last thing we have, of course, are weights. The weights come in various denominations. As you can see here, we have colored weights. In this case, the two blue weights, they represent 35 pounds. The two yellow plates on each side, they represent roughly 10. So it's a pretty good load that I'm lifting for my size there. Around, I'd say around 190 at that time. So we're now going to actually take a look at a lift. We're going to try to do the lift in slow motion. We hope this works. So let's click on it. And as you can see, I'm now going to just go through the lift with you. I'm squarely under the bar. I pull the bar back, and as you see, I come out of the too far out of the safety position. And I'm going to slowly, controlly bring the weight down. And it's coming down. And notice how, again, I have a good squat. My back is somewhat straight. But now we're looking at some type of muscle fatigue, but we still get the bar back up straight. The back is not as erect as what I would like for it to have been, but that pretty much we can chalk up to a long day at the gym. I want to thank you so much for looking at my presentation. I hope this has been informative to you, and I hope you have a great day. Thank you again for your help.